It is the most portable of energy production technology. The sun shines everywhere.
It is a renewable resource. We are designing a house that's roughly around 800 square feet that's run by solar energy.
Architecture is something that everyone can love. This is art, this is poetry, this is life. This is the very foundations of essentially every society. Everyone has to live in a shelter.
The Solar Decathlon is a competition sponsored by the Department of Energy, and I think it's been going on now for 6 or 8 years. And every 2 years they run a competition where they have, say, 20 universities from all over the United States that design and then build a student project which is a solar-powered home prototype. What this group meeting is about is the Solar Decathlon competition, of which Team Tennessee, which is all of you guys, are now past the first hurdle. So out of, we don't know how many proposals, but we suspect nearly 100 proposals, we made the first cut. So we have an acceptable proposal, and what we're doing now is creating the schematic design, which is basically the basic design concept for a due date, which is March 16th. The title of the proposal was Living Light. So if there's a concept, if there's a brand, if there's an iconic image, for us, it's this idea of living light.
Living light embodies a lot of small concepts and complexities that we think that our project should instill. It has a whole lot of different implications, either the lightness or the ability to absorb light.
So what we've actually thought about, is there a way to tie this idea of the light that gives life to the world, how that would relate to architecture? So there might be ways in which that light actually affect the patterns of use of the building. It could produce the electrical power for the building. It could also produce, say, the heat generation for the building. And then there may be other ways of using that to, say, modulate privacy and several other things. So the entire concept is basically integrated into our answer for photovoltaic power.
Some main aspects that they took advantage of, first off, they completely constructed the entire thing in Germany and shipped it in 4 pieces. I think that we have a great design. We went through a design charrette in the beginning and went through 4 different spatial organizations of where to place the cores and what was important to the whole class, and so that was a lot of fun to go through that debate, to prioritize what we wanted to get out of the project.
This competitive stage is to develop the rest of the preliminary design, develop more of a science fair board with our designed ideas, with our construction techniques that we're going to use in all the systems, and also a physical model.
As of now, we have about 1 week to finish all of our architectural drawings and to build a model. By next week, we should have everything completed and ready to submit to the Solar Decathlon.
Here you see the model that we're still designing and building for the project. It took about 5 days to build. Even though it's really simple, it's really detailed work trying to get the craft down just right. But I think that this is going to be a really important part of the project, our entry, just because people always like to see physical models.
That's great. Well, I mean, that's such a good explanation right there.
It's a very complex project. And it's hard to start to begin to imagine all the levels of interaction that we need to have. While we have this house that is built with a lot of interesting technology, at the same time we have the issue of how to make it human. I mean, nobody wants to live in a house that just has very basic concrete materials to it. That's not what makes it a home.
Okay guys, a couple of things we got to talk about. I got an email back from Jeffrey Soltis at NREL. The place that this is going is in Colorado. So what it means is we have to figure out who we want to ship this, and we have to do it in the right amount of time. We will turn that proposal in, the schematic design, on the 16th, and I believe we will hear back from the Department of Energy sometime in the middle of April. So about the time we start tying up our semester, we should know.
we have a lot more information and a lot more things thought out than I think a lot of the teams will be going into this. So it's not just preliminary design, we've got a lot of the technical aspects worked out. So I think we've got really great chances, and I'm really excited about it.
Team Virginia?
Yay.
We're here.
Yay.
All right. Tennessee?
Tennessee is here, and we also will recording.
I'm Richard King. I am with the U.S. Department of Energy, and I started the Solar Decathlon back in the year 2000, and it's my honor to welcome you and congratulate you for succeeding in being the 2011 Solar Decathlon team members. It's quite an honor, quite an accomplishment, so congratulations to all of you.
Well, it's really exciting that we actually are one of the 20 schools that got into the competition. So what's next is just a lot of work, I think, on everybody's part. We're going to have a couple mini-term classes this summer that students from engineering, architecture, and design will be a part of. Our first deliverable in design will be a communications plan and playing out the brand into the website design.
My hopes for the team are obviously that we win. But more than that, we want to create an emotional experience for our visitors and say that, have them leave at the end of that day and say, like, I love this house. In fact, I want a house like this. So that's my hope. I mean, yes, I want to win. You know, I want to skunk everyone in all the competitions, but I think we want to say that this is not only a small 800 square foot building that we're just going to plop there on the lawn, but we want to be able to show that this is a building that's been thoughtfully conceived and crafted.